This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
The views expressed by guests on this program do not necessarily represent the views of the host or owners of the Doggy Diva show and do not necessarily constitute endorsement of products. Medical information discussed by guests on this program are those of the guests and is only for informational purposes and should not replace medical advice by your local veterinarian professional.
Hi, this is Susan Marie from the Doggy Diva show. This week, what does your dog's nose tell you about its health? And introducing a new pup into your family. That's what's on our show this week. Let's get started.
Hey, did you hear that? What is that? It's the bark heard round the world. The Doggy Diva show. Here's national award-winning author and animal advocate, Susan Marie.
Hi, welcome to the Doggy Diva show, the show for animal lovers. I'm your host, Susan Marie, and as always, I'm joined by my canine co-hosts, the Doggy Divas themselves. Thank you for joining us today as we bring the experts in the pet and animal world right to you. Contact us at thedoggydiva.com. That's the DOGGYDIVA.com. We love hearing from you. So go grab a cup of coffee and your pet's favorite treat, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Doggy Diva show. I'm with Monica Leighton, president of Professional Pet Sitting. And Monica, I have a question. I have one of my pack always has a crusty nose, my little Chewini. Why is my dog's nose, and I'm sure a lot of pet parents out there have the same question, always crusty?
Yeah, so some of our dogs just have this naturally crusty nose, and we're not talking about stuff coming out of the nose, not an illness issue. We are talking about the top part of the nose, and it can extend down the side. It's not like in the folds of the nostril. It's right along the top edge. It gets rough. It can kind of break up and look like pebbly looking, just a crunchy, hard, rough exterior. So most dogs experience a mild dry nose at times. Things can kind of go into the aspects of having a dry nose. Weather changes. Notice when it goes from really hot to really cold, like a large temperature drop or a temperature increase can cause the dog's nose to dry out more. Dogs that have allergies are more prone to getting that dryness. Dehydration can sometimes be a factor in that sometimes, and certain medical conditions. But generally, you have a more predispositioned set of breeds that kind of go into the large majority of the dogs that factor into this problem. So like our flat-faced breeds, some of our extremely small breeds, and then on the other scale, some of the extremely large breeds, and then a large majority of our heavier bodied and our heavier boned breeds are very often plagued with this issue. And among the most common are bulldogs, our French bulldogs, our pugs, boxers, mastiffs, bull mastiffs, American bulldogs, German shepherds, collies, poodles, Pekingese, Pomeranians, and Japanese chins. Those are the top group for this problem. So what this is it's called nasal hyperkeratosis. And it's an idiopathic condition. And what that means is that the origin or the cause of the condition is truly unknown. It's just an excessive formulation of nose crust, which is keratin, and the type of protein just tends to overgrow. So what can you do at this point? So as the pet ages, as it increases, of course, the area is going to get larger and larger and larger. So the main thing is putting in the work to really head it off and then keeping up with it. So, of course, keeping the nose clean. A lot of those flat-faced breeds, whenever they eat, and like the tongues and things like that, it's going all over. So they're getting excessive food, excessive tongue licks, things like that up in that nose area. So keeping it clean. For example, with my pug, she gets this problem she has from day one as a puppy. But I would always just take a baby wipe once to twice a week and just really, like, usually what I'll do is I'll like bunch up the wipe in a little ball, just a little baby wipe or like a warm sponge with water, warm water. And I just kind of let it sit on the nose, not covering her nose, just kind of putting it with my 2 fingertips on the top of her nose for about 10-20 seconds, just to let it soften up just a little teeny bit. And then when you wipe, you'll see most of that stuff flakes off like as if it was hard dirt. But because it is stuck on the nose, it can irritate if you're cleaning it too hardly, or if it's really stuck on there or it's been on there for a period of time. So if you have a pet that has that crusty nose that's been going on for a while, you really want to work on softening that before you can really start to getting some of those layers to come off. So moisturizing that is key. So things like your pet safe, like your shave butters, your coconut oils, olive oils, on a little cotton swab or dab, just moistening those layers. With that, it'll absorb the oil, and that deep moisturizing will finally kind of start making a dent at those heavy duty crusties that are there and start breaking them down to where they can start flaking off and being wiped away. So the main thing recommending to people, especially ones that have issue going on for a while, you can get them on Amazon, a lot of different pet stores, grooming places all over. They have what they're called as nose balms for the pets.
That's what I have. Yeah.
So there's a lot of them out there, but it's generally just deep moisturizing. So if you don't want to go through getting a specialized one, like I said, things like shea butter, coconut oil, olive oil, all fine to use. Just, of course, use in moderation. You don't want it going all over outside the area. You don't want to have excessive oils in the skin. Just dab it on a small little cotton swab or applicator just to get it on that nose area. And then, make sure you're keeping it clean. So, letting it kind of moisturize in there and sit for a little while. And then even once, twice a day when you have all that excessive buildup, just to get it really moisturized. And then maybe once a day, cleaning off as much as you can or flaking off as much as you can in small little amounts in small periods of time. Your dog's not going to want to sit there for a large amount of time for you to really, really be messing with it. So softening it up and keeping it moisturized to start getting it off, you'll slowly, after a couple of weeks, start to get down to a normal moisturized looking nose. So all those cracks and stuff like that should really decrease over time. So the more you're moisturizing it and getting it to start flaking off, the quicker it's going to subside. It's just putting that time in to really working on it. I wouldn't suggest doing more than 2 to 3 times a day in short little spurts. You know what I mean? Just a little dab on the nose, a couple toots, you know what I mean? Real quick, and getting your dog comfortable with that. That way you're not getting, you know what I mean, a lot of hesitation when you're trying to do it. but slowly over time, that'll stop moistening it up. And then if you keep up that routine, once it's nice and clean, once a week going over with a baby wipe, and if it's excessively dry to where you need more than just the wipe, keeping it clean, adding on the little bit of coconut oil or olive oil or shea butter. Just watch with our fragrances, stuff like that. You want to have it pet safe, fragrance free, all of that good stuff. So don't, just use whatever brand of lotion you got at home that's scented on there, because our pets are going to be licking it. I mean, they're going to be rubbing it. You don't want anything getting into the eye that can irritate, if they start rubbing it off. So just very small amount, frequently soften that up, and the nose will start looking better.
Awesome. Very, very helpful, especially for those of us who have those pups with a little bit of a short nose, or as I call, and it's not all the time, but she gets little barnacles on her nose. So we have to take care of them and get them off. But you're right. The keeping it clean and moisturizing is so important. So Monica, as always, I thank you. This is a great, great, great tip.
Oh, thank you. Have a great week.
You too. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello, everyone. Susan Marie here to tell you about the award-winning 3-book series, The Doggy Diva Diaries. It is a trilogy of heartwarming and inspirational stories about Miss Olive, a lonely little rescue pup, hoping to find her forever family and friends and a life filled with love. In this series, Miss Olive learns that it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, it's the kindness and love you have on the inside that counts. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other online booksellers. And please visit us at thedoggydiva.com for more information. Thank you, everyone. Coming up, planning to add a furry friend to your family? Some things to think about. That's next.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. cattreetray.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Doggy Diva Show. As a new pet parent myself of a senior rescue pup, I understand the importance of having a plan in place before introducing a new pup into your family. And with us today to share helpful advice for those looking to add a furry friend to your family is Kim Gaebelein, Chief Marketing Officer at Bil-Jac Foods. Hey, Kim, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, Sue. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. We have our new little family member here sitting next to me in the studio. Very sweet Miss Fawn. So, Fawn, this is Kim. Kim, this is Fawn. And she's...
Hi, Fawn. Congratulations on your new addition.
She's looking up and going, oh, this is exciting.
She's adorable.
Show. Yeah. Oh, she looks just like Francesca. It's really, really interesting. People, when I post their pictures on Facebook, they go, "Is that Francesca?" Oh no, it's Fawn. And so it's kind of like a funny thing. But she's a very sweet girl. And I guess to segue into this, we kind of had a plan in place before we did this. We actually had talked to the rescue months ago when Olive was still with us, and they asked if we would ever consider fostering or adopting. We said, yeah. So it all, never thinking Olive would pass, this all transpired, but we had a plan in place before. So what is the importance, Kim, of having a plan in place before introducing a new pup into your furry family?
Well, it's really funny because, you get so excited about having a new member of your family, a new part of the clan, to come into the house. But, a little bit of preparation can really go a long way, and it'll make that introduction a lot smoother, because everybody is going to have feelings about, having a new pet in the family, right? Including maybe your current dog or your current cat that you may have in the house. So it's important to kind of think about that and help to make that transition a little bit smoother. It normally takes at least a few weeks typically for a dog to kind of settle into a house. So, so again, you're just trying to make that transition as smooth as you can and as easy on everybody as possible.
Can you share like a few tips that we could keep in mind as pet parents when bringing a new pup home?
Well, I always say it's really important to first start with the personality of the dog that you're adopting, that you're bringing home. So that's really important because you want to understand kind of, are they a shy dog? Are they excited? Are they going to just want to go meet everybody in your family and including the other pets in your family? Or, how are they going to feel? Because just understanding kind of how their personality is will help you kind of look for like different things that may tell you that they're a little upset or they're a little concerned as they meet all the rest of the family. So it's important to kind of know that base kind of personality. And, it's also very important to be patient.
Yes.
It may not happen right away, right? They may not just love each other right away. It might take a little bit of time to develop some of that chemistry. So you have to just be patient and don't try to force it. It'll come along naturally, and you just want to give it time to unwind and develop kind of as they all kind of meet each other and get to know each other. So those are two kind of key things to kind of start with. I always say I think it's best to meet outside on a leash if you can. It feels like outside is a little more neutral than maybe being in the house. And so that can kind of give everybody a little bit of time to you've got control of, whatever dogs might be in the house with you now. And then your new dog, then you can have them on a leash as well so that hopefully you can, remove one of them from the situation or at least control the situation a little bit better.
And that's so important.
How did you introduce everybody?
We did it all outside, like right outside in the driveway. And Fawn had just come from a situation where she had lived with a family for 11 years. And unfortunately, they were put into assisted living that wouldn't allow pets. So everything happened really fast for her. And of course, everything happened really fast with Olive, with her passing. So we were both kind of grieving, and she kind of was very shy and didn't understand what was going on. And I was very fortunate. Coco and her hit it off right from the start. Fawn's 11 and Coco is 9. So they're in that kind of same age group, and they kind of hit it off, and Coco kind of took her under her wing. Of course, Francesca's almost 17, so she kind of looks at them as like, what are you doing? But it was, and then we ultimately brought her in, and she was very, very good. We showed her where each of them has a little spot in the house. We showed them where her little spot was. She went and she lay down. We actually got a bed from where she was from, so that was she had the scent. She knew that was her bed. We let her sleep in that for probably 2 or 3 days.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Then we moved a new bed in, so she had 2 beds next to each other till she ultimately went in the new bed. So that's why it's so important, Kim, to meet on neutral ground. That's such an important point that you brought up. And then introduce them into the household. And then they kind of introduce them to their spot so they know they have a spot, so that Coco or your other dogs aren't going, whoa, no, that's my bed. So,
right.
This is my bowl.
That is so critical. They really need to have their own spot and feel like they have their own place. And they may have a crate maybe that they have that's theirs particularly, or a bed, like you said. You certainly want to make sure they have their own food bowls.
Yes.
To be able to have their own food and their own water. So again, you're not upsetting kind of the, hey, that's mine kind of thing. I also, it's also important, when you do bring them in the house, you may want to put away some of the old toys and some of the old shoes.
Oh, yeah.
So that there's not, there's not kind of that whole well, wait, that's my toy. And so, being able to have a few extra new toys for everybody can also be helpful to kind of, break some of the ice and make sure that they have their own things without, again, feeling like, hey, that's mine. So I think that separate spaces, that's really, really critical to being able to kind of get everybody used to each other in the household and give them a break too. Like, maybe if things are getting heated, you want to be able to take them to another place and let them be in another room so that they can have some quiet and not be, aggravated by whatever is going on. And so it's very important to be able to do those things. And, for a while you may have to watch them all together.
Yes.
Because, if they don't get along immediately, or if they're still kind of, getting kind of that hierarchy, right, of kind of who's going to be leading us and who's kind of going to be the alpha in this family, you may need a little bit of time to have them be separate when you're not home, just to make sure that everybody's okay.
No, that's important too. And as far as the crate, she had, like I said, she was 11. She lived with this family who obviously she had never been crate trained. The person who took her overnight from the family to give to the rescue said, I put her in a crate, and she, I guess, had she was very upset. So
sure.
Thank goodness Coco, I trained Coco from the start when I got her. I got Coco, I adopted her as a puppy, and she's totally crate trained. I feed her, and everything happens in that corner of the room where her crate is. All her toys are there. So that's her thing. So you're right. It's very important. If you can get them crate train them. But if not, I always find it important to have a certain spot in the house for them. And it is very important, Kim, that you have all neutral toys so they're introduced so that nobody goes, no, you can't have that. That's my toy. So everyone has neutral toys and neutral things. So that's really important.
Yeah, I think that's really important too. And then if you have cats in your family that you're also trying to introduce your new dog to, then you want to make sure that it's not always easy to bring them outside. Some cats are leash trained, so you never know. But I think it's best for them to meet again in a controlled situation where the dog is on a leash and the cat is free to roam. Maybe there's a room that you
or
can go to
a porch or something.
There.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, because you don't want to make them have to meet each other. They'll find the time, just spend some time in there with the dog on the leash. Even if you're just sitting there, you might watch TV while the cat comes in and kind of investigates what's going on. Cats have, different personalities, so they might have a different curiosity level, how fast they get to learn the dog. But you also don't want the dog to chase the cat. So that would be very, negative behavior, right, to start with. So that's why you want to have the dog on a leash if you can, until the cat kind of gets used to the dog and they kind of get to know each other. And again, it's going to take some multiple meeting times. You don't have to have long sessions. You could keep everything very brief. It's just going to take some time, be patient. And again, that chemistry will develop typically over time, right? So that's usually how that happens.
Yeah, because you can't force it. You're so right on that. Now, health is so important in not only bringing in keeping your dog healthy and happy. What are some of your preferred dog foods? Some of your preferred treats that help keep dogs both healthy and happy?
Yeah, we always talk about this. It's, food is really the basis. That nutrition that you give your dog is really the basis of their health, and so it's really the foundation. So being able to feed your dog a high quality food that's appropriate for their, for their age, for their size, for their weight level is really very important. And, and being able to have a food that has a lot of protein in it, so it has the right amount of protein for the kind of dog you have is really important. So, at Bil-Jac, we use 25 pounds of fresh chicken to make a 30-pound bag of our puppy foods and our adult foods, for example. So that's really important to kind of get that high quality fresh chicken in there, cook it very gently to be able to protect the amino acids. And then, it's also really important to feed them healthy treats. And so I know that we also use, we use fresh chicken liver in our treats. Dogs go crazy for that fresh chicken liver, and it adds protein also to their diet. And then, we just recently launched a couple of new treats. They're called Bil-Jac Smart Jacks treats. And we thought it would be kind of fun to add some additional benefits. Our treats are great. They're healthy. They're a good source of protein. But, we really felt like, hey, what if we took them kind of to the next level and added a few more goodies? So we have two different kinds. We have one that's digestive support that's made with oatmeal and blueberries. And it helps support sensitive stomachs, right, and for healthy digestion. And then we also have another one called Smart Jack Skin and Coat Support, and that has a guaranteed amount of linoleic acid to help nourish and replenish skin and coat. So we wanted to just kind of take these treats a little more functional and just have kind of a treats with benefits kind of a thing.
That's awesome. Treats with benefits. Actually, Kim, I just want you to know that for those of you out there, I have been, not myself, my divas have been writing for, about 15 years. We do Diva Delights, and we introduced Miss Olive's favorite things years ago, but we are going to keep Miss Olive's favorite things, and her sisters are taking over because they know the things that Olive loved. And of course, you know that I always, when I'm in the studio, I have in fact, Chuck and I are looking at the bag right now, the Little Jacks, the training treats, because I fawns on them. So she loves them. The dogs love them. Keep them. Everybody's happy. They're yummy. They're easy to keep in my purse. But I can't wait. And what we're featuring, and we're calling them smart treats, are the Smart Jacks. I think that's so exciting because you may have one with a little bit of tummy trouble. What a great way to get them to eat these great treats with benefits. And then you may have one that you want to have a nice shiny coat, and they need a little bit more of that linoleic acid. And what a great, that's so important to their nourishment and their health. And that's why I believe that Bil-Jac treats are really, really good and beneficial. As we said, they're treats with benefits.
Yeah, well, and we get a lot of really great feedback, and you could use these treats just as rewards or just regular treats that you give your dog. But they're also the soft treats they're just like the soft treats, all the soft treats that we make. So you also can break them apart and use them for training. Yeah. So so they're really very versatile in terms of how you can use them, and so if you want to use them for training, you can use them for that, or if you want to just give them as a healthy treat, you can do that. And you know what? The best part about it is you don't have to tell your dog that they're healthy.
No.
They won't know. They taste great.
No. And the little packages that are in they're really cool. Got like blueberries and oatmeal. They're really cool little packaging that you guys did. You changed it up and everything looks really great. Looks yummy.
Thanks. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Like I know a lot of our treats all have a different colored background for each kind of formula of treat that we have. But we went white with these too. Yeah. So it's been kind of fun designing the package. That's half the fun for us. Not just kind of coming up with things that can help support the health of dogs out there, but also to have some fun with the packaging as well. So
you guys
celebrate those dogs. We want to celebrate them on the package.
Yes, they look great, and the dogs are adorable too. They're very they look very healthy with their yummy treats. That's so good. So congratulations on that. Now, where can the listeners go to learn about you, learn about Bil-Jac? You're out there on social media. You have a great website. I love your newsletter. Can you tell us all about that?
Yeah, we're out there on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest. But, I always say start at our website at Bil-Jac.com. It's BIL-JAC.com. It's a great place. We have a store locator there, so you can find a store near you for, maybe if you're looking for dry food or frozen food or treats. We also have a great parent section that has our blog out there. We have over 350 stories out there of just, some of them are nutrition articles, but not everything. Some of them are things like we've been talking about today about how to introduce a new puppy to your home and your other dogs or your cats. We also have fun articles out there just about, should your dog sleep with you in bed? How does your dog see color? Lots of different kind of things to be able to learn about your dog and just be a little bit more dog versatile out there. And then we have a Best Friends Club, like you mentioned, that is on the pet parent area, and you can join there. And we do send out a monthly newsletter with 3 or 4 articles and information that we're talking about that month. And then we also include an opportunity to get some coupons. So you can also sign up for a coupon, and we'll be able to mail that to you. And you can also do some saving on our dry food and our treats. So lots of fun things to do out on the website. And we can help you pick the food out even. We have a little set of questions that can help you if you don't know what kind of food maybe to be feeding your dog. And, of course, you can always call us on our 1-800 number and talk to us, too, because we're happy to be able to help you and help recommend some foods and treats for you that are appropriate for your dog.
I absolutely love it. And I love getting information. Also, these treats, very excited about them. And so are my little divas here. They're all ready to, this will be out in the September-October issue of Suncoast Pet Magazine. So
Yeah, and the treats are out now, and they're available at PetSmart. So right now, PetSmart's the place to get them.
Oh, and when you walk by and you see the packaging, you're just going to go, wow, these are awesome. So Kim, as always, thank you so much for being our guest today and for sharing such valuable advice on introducing a new pup into our families. Make sure all our furry friends are happy and healthy. And thank you so much for these tips. They're always so helpful.
Yes, and congratulations on Fawn. Please give her a big hug for me.
I will. Thank you so, so much. And we will be back in just a moment.
Pet Life Radio, the #1 pet radio network on the planet, joins forces with iHeartRadio to put the power of your pets in your pocket. Awesome! Download the iHeartRadio app and rock Pet Life Radio on your phone, on your tablet, on your Xbox, in your car. Pet talk, pet tunes, and fun pet times. Pet Life Radio and iHeartRadio. Positively Possum.
We would like to thank our guests this week. And also, as our Doggy Divas always say, please love your pets because they love you unconditionally. And please remember to adopt, foster, spay, neuter, and microchip. And as always, please have a great Diva week, everyone.
That's all for this episode of the Doggy Diva Show. To find out more, go to our website, thedoggydiva.com. Also, find us on our Facebook page, The Doggy Diva Show, and tell your fellow dog lovers about it. Don't miss Susan Marie, Miss Olive, and the Doggy Divas right here for the next episode. See you again soon.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.